Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Very Good Yoga with Billy. My name is Billy, and for today's class, all you're going to need is 2 blocks. As always, if you do not have access to blocks at your home or wherever you're practicing today, I think a full water bottle would do just fine. But that being said, you could use a stack of books. You can get creative with props. Let's get started. Let's find a comfortable seat facing the top of the mat with the legs extended out in front of you. Bend into your right knee and we'll set up for a half Gomukhasana shape here. Angle the bottom left leg so that the right knee is on top of the left knee. And you could stay here with the half Gomu shape, or if you want to take full expression Gomukhasana, you could bend into the bottom left knee. Flex with your left foot a lot and walk your hands forward to fold. Using this first shape of class to find your breath. Keeping the mouth sealed, circulating the breath in and out of the nose. And as we start to settle into our practice, take an initial inventory and notice where it is that you feel this. For me, I feel this a lot in my left IT band, but you might also feel it in the outer right hip as well. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk your hands back in towards the body. Re-angle the bottom left leg so it points straight ahead. And then please step the right foot onto your mat. There's going to be a little bit of space between the arch of the right foot and the inner left thigh, and a little bit of space between the right heel and your right glute. Wrap your left elbow and forearm around the outside of the right thigh. And hook your hands together and try to pull them apart. I'm actually going to turn around just so you can see what I'm doing with this. I'm trying to pull my hands apart. The left elbow points straight ahead and the right elbow is pointing behind you. Sit up tall, and to deepen your twist, press the right leg into the left forearm to turn the left rib cage towards the inner right thigh. Inhale, sit up taller. Exhale, come back through center. Straighten the right leg out in front of you. Bend into the left knee and step your left foot onto the floor. Angle the bottom right leg so once again, your bottom right leg is at an angle and the left knee is stacked on top of the right. Walk your hands forward and forward. And if you took full Gomukhasana on the first side, then I would invite you to bend into the bottom right knee here. Continue to flex with the right foot, pull your toes in towards your face. And maybe already you can notice a difference in the size. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk your hands back in towards the body. Straighten the right leg straight ahead and step your left foot onto the floor. So again, there's going to be a little bit of space between the left foot and the inner right leg and your back left glute. Wrap the right elbow around the outside of the left thigh. Hook your hands and begin to pull them apart. So the right elbow points straight ahead and the left elbow is pointing back. Sit up tall and press the left leg into the right forearm to turn the right rib cage towards the inner left thigh. Last few cycles of breath here. Full breath in. Exhale, come back through center. Cross out your shins, roll over your legs, and let's come into an early downward facing dog. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, and lift the hips up and back. If there's anything extra you want to do with this first downward facing dog of the class, you might pedal out the feet. You might invite some smaller movements into the body. Eventually settling down in your stillness, bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex with the right foot, turn out your toes, and on your next inhale, bend the right knee and open up your hip. Press the palms evenly into the floor. Firm the outer left hip in. Straighten out your right leg, square off your hips, inhale. Exhale, knee in between the elbows, heel, toe, step your right foot forward, and find an active runner's lunge. So we're up on tented fingertips. The heart in the chest is lengthening forward, and your feet won't move, but try to squeeze them together like you're going to stretch the yoga mat underneath you. Inhale to lengthen. Forward fold is the out breath. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step that same left foot long and back and come into a low lunge. Lower the left knee down. One inhale, reach the arms up high. Step back, downward facing dog, hands on the floor. Right foot is next to your left foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward into your plank pose. For a moment, stay in plank in the upper body and drop your heels to the left. So your feet will be staggered here. Reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Stagger footed side plank. Take a full breath in. Plank pose is the exhale. Right hand down. Drop your heels over to the right. Feet are staggered. Reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Full breath in. Exhale, plank pose. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly, lower all the way to the floor. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms back, Shavasana. Lift your knees, your shoulders, your feet, and your hands. Big toes together to touch. Inner thighs are rolling up into the ceiling, so your inner knees come together to touch as well. Press your butt into the floor. Lift your shoulders higher than your hips. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower. Hands are by your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press up into plank pose. Downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back. Bring your feet a little closer together and please lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex with the left foot, turn out your toes, and on your next inhale, bend the left knee to open up your hip. Palms are pressing down, outer right hip firms in. And then real quick, I didn't cue this before, but make sure that your right kneecap is pointing straight down into the floor. Straighten out the left leg, square off your hips. Inhale. Exhale, knee in between the elbows, heel, toe, step your left foot forward and find this active runner's lunge. Your feet don't move, but try to squeeze them towards one another. Firm the outer left hip in. Reach the heart and the chest forward. Inhale. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch, hands to prayer at your heart. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Press your feet down to reach the arms up even higher. Try and keep that length as you forward fold, lifting the belly away from your hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot long and back, low lunge. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just step your left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward to your plank pose. Stay in plank in the upper body. Drop your heels to the right so your feet are staggered. Reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Stagger-footed side plank is your inhale. Plank pose, left hand down. Drop your heels to the left. Reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Stagger-footed side plank, full breath in. Exhale, plank pose is the inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. We're back to the floor. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms back, Shavasana. Lift your knees, lift your shoulders, lift your feet and your hands. So it's almost like you're holding a yoga block over your tush, the longest of waves. Inner thighs roll up into the ceiling. Shoulders are lifting higher than your hips. Arms are in line with your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Hands are by your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press up into plank pose. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high. So kind of similar to what we did before, but we're going to move a little bit more, a little bit faster and a little bit more fluid. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex the foot, turn out the toes. Inhale, bend the knee to open up your hip. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Heel toe, step your right foot forward, runner's lunge. Inhale. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. One inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up high. See the palms touch. Exhale, fold right back down. Forward fold is release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the left foot long and back. Low lunge, lower the left knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Downward facing dog, hands on the floor. Right foot is next to your left foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward to your plank pose. Chaturanga with the out breath, lower halfway. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog. Lift your thighs off the floor. Press your toenails down. One more inhale. Use your belly. Downward facing dog is the out breath. Send the hips up and back. Second side, bring your feet a little closer together. Lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex through the foot, turn out the toes. Inhale, bend the left knee and open up your hip. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Heel, toe, step your left foot forward. Runner's lunge, pull right in. Forward fold, step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. One inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach up, rise. See the palms touch. Exhale, fold right back down. Forward fold is release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot long and back. Low lunge. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Downward facing dog. Hands on the floor. Step your left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, look forward. Shift forward to your plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Okay, so we'll do one round of a sun beat. And what I want you folks to do as we move through this is go at the pace of your own breath and not necessarily my verbal cues or even what I'm doing in the video. Inhale. Not empty. Look forward. Bend the knees. Make your way to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend into the knees, lift the heart and the chest up high. Look forwards, bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Come all the way up to stand. Tadasana, arms are by your sides. Here we go. Inhale, chair pose. A forward fold is your exhale. Inhale, flat back, prepares you for Chaturanga. Exhale, Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Ground your left heel down, step your right foot forwards, warrior one. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale is your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Right heel grounds down. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, Chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale is your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Walk your hands to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bring your feet one fist width distance apart. And take your two peace fingers to toe lock your big toes for yoga toe lock. Place the padding of your thumbs on the yoga mat right in front of the big toe so there's more of you on the floor. Inhale, flat back with your toe lock. Exhale, fold, bend your elbows left and right. Reach the crown of the head to the floor. But draw the shoulder blades down the backs away from the ears. Press your feet down. Lift the thigh bones up. And breathe for 3, 2. Now lock your big toes on 1. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Walk your hands forward to the top of your mat. Stay in plank in the upper body, but drop your heels to the left. Reach the right arm up into the ceiling. So for a moment, we're in this staggered footed side plank. Step your right foot to the center of the mat. And dip your left hip down and reach the right arm back. So we find ourselves in this Cleopatra shape, if you will. Look at your back right hand and take a full breath in. Exhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up and swing the top arm forward. Twice more like that. Inhale, dip your left hip down, reach your right hip back, or right arm back. Exhale, lift your hips. Once more, inhale. Once more, exhale, pause here. We're gonna make our way to a straddle pose to the left. Place your right hand on the floor. Walk your hands over to the left and turn all 10 of your toes to point towards the rope's wall side of the rope. So that Cleopatra shape, it's one of my favorite movements to do, but I always have such a hard time teaching it because I feel like it can be a little awkward to get in and out of, but hopefully you survived at home. Place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your elbows together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, come all the way up to stand and open to warrior two facing the front. Bend deep into the front right knee and reach the index fingers away from one another. Make sure that your back left toes are turned slightly in and up the mat. Meanwhile, if you cannot see your right big toe, press the right thigh bone back. Inhale, reverse. Right hand outside of the right foot, extended side angle, reach the top left arm forward. If the ground is a little too far away, I would recommend that you place your block or whatever you're using for a prop underneath the right hand. Put more weight in the back left foot. Lean your left shoulder back, turn your chest up into the ceiling, and straighten out the back left leg more. Full breath in. Warrior two is the out breath. Straighten out the front right leg. And just step up to a Tadasana at the top of the mat with your left foot up to meet your right foot. Inhale, chair pose, bend into the knees, lift the heart and the chest up high. Look forward, bring your hands to prayer at the heart, and twist to the right. So the left elbow will connect outside of the right thigh. Press your feet evenly into the floor as you bend into your knees. And option to stay here, but if you'd like to open up the arms, left hand finds the floor or a block, and just make sure that when you open that your left hand can touch down on something. Outer left hip back. Left hand is pressing down to lift across the chest and to reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Inhale, chair pose. Forward fold is the exhale. Keep your hands on the floor to inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale is your back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Walk your hands to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Bring your feet 1 fist width distance apart. And place your hands underneath your feet, Prahastasana. So the toe tips will make their way up into the wrist creases. And it doesn't matter if your palms are up, maybe they are down. But just like we did with the toe lock, crown of the head to the floor, shoulders away from your ears. But if you are feeling adventurous, try lifting your heels off the floor. But if you're doing that, do your due diligence not to fall over forward roll. For 3. For 2. Take your hands out from underneath your feet on 1. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Walk your hands forward. Stay in plank for a moment in the upper body, but drop your heels over to the right. Reach the left arm up into the ceiling, so we're in the stagger-footed side plank. Step your left foot to the middle of the mat. Dip your right hip down, reach your left arm back, so we're in this Cleopatra shape one more time. Inhale, look at your left hand. Exhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, and swim the top left arm forward. Twice more. Inhale, dip it down, reach it back. Exhale, lift. Last one, take a full inhale. Exhale, lift, hold here. Making your way into a straddle pose. Place your left hand down. Walk your hands over to the right and turn all 10 of your toes to point towards the right side of your room. Again, the edges of the feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. And this is a pretty subtle cue. I'll use it again later. Press your feet down and lift the thigh bones up. So even though this is a fairly passive pose in a way, we're still trying to stay active and stable while we're here. Hands on your hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, come all the way up to stand and open to warrior 2 at the front. Bend deep into the left knee. Go long with your stance and reach the index fingers away from one another. Left thigh bone drops down into the floor. Back right toes are turned in and up now. Inhale, reverse. Left hand outside of the left foot, extended side angle, reach the top right arm forward. So it's like you're trying to get the right hand as far away from the back right foot as possible. Put more weight in the outer edge of the back right foot and press both of the thighs back. Inhale. Warrior 2 is the exhale. Come up to stand. Straighten out the front left leg and just step up to a Tadasana with the right foot forward to meet your left. Last one. Inhale, chair pose. Look forwards, hands to prayer at your heart. Twist to the left. Right elbow connects outside of the left thigh. Your feet press down as you bend into your knees. And if it's appropriate, open up the arms, especially if this was a good time on the first side. Press the right hand down to lift across the chest and to reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, chair pose. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. And then vinyasa, downward facing dog. And then option to take a brief child's pose. Drop your knees either together or hips width distance apart and find rest. Of course, you could stay seated on the shins with the eyes closed. You can stay in something more active, or if you want something more dynamic, do another sunbeam. Every inhale fills up the back body. Every inhale creates space in between each and every individual rib. With every exhale, could you imagine somehow your hips and your tail could become heavier down towards your heels? Breathing here for 5, 4, breathing for 3, for 2. Make your way back to downward facing dog on 1. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, and lift the hips up high. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. Flex the left foot, turn your left big toe to point straight down into the floor. And with your left leg lifted, walk your hands to a standing split at the back of your mat. So your hands will frame your standing right foot to start. Pull the left knee into the belly into your chest. With the left leg lifted, come up to stand. Your left hand will find your left shin or toe lock the left big toe. Utthita B. Reach the right arm to what is your 3 o'clock. And don't open up the left leg all the way. Emphasize your 2 hip bones pointing straight ahead. And if you do want a little bit more, bring the left eyeball to your right thumb. I'm not too interested how bent or how straight your left leg is, but press the right foot down and do the work of Tadasana in your right leg. Come back through center. Left leg is still lifted. Reach both arms up into the ceiling. Figure 4 chair. Bring the left shin on top of the right thigh. Bend into the right knee, sit your tailbone down and back, and then bring your hands to a prayer position at the heart. Don't fold all the way. Think up dog, think cobra as you lift out of the waist and reach the heart and the chest forward. Flex the left foot as much as the left foot will flex, and firm the outer right hip in. One more good inhale. Cross-legged forward fold is the exhale. Slide your left foot in front of the right foot and bring your pinky toes together to touch. So there will be a bend, a slight bend in the front left knee, and the back right leg will be straight-ish. Wrap the outer left hip back with the outer right hip forward. And on your next inhale, find a flat back. Exhale as your fold. Keep the crossing of the legs, but walk your hands forward. So now we're in a cross-legged plank pose. Drop your heels over to the left Reach the right arm into the ceiling. So we are back in this stagger-footed side plank shape that we've been doing all day. Keep your right foot down, but lift your left foot off of the floor. Good. Put it back down. And then do it again. Lift it up. And lower a little bit faster for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Put your left foot down. Step the back right foot forward. Warrior 2. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And right away, straighten out the front right leg. Shorten your stance a little bit, so it's about one leg's distance between your 2 feet on the floor. Shift your hips back, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Place your hand on your shin, your foot, or a prop outside of the front right leg. Lean your left shoulder back, and maybe the right eyeball finds the left one. Press your feet down to lift the thigh bones up, and wrap the outer right hip back. Look down at the floor. Softly begin to bend into the front right knee. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Float the back left leg up into the air. And not much changes as we transition from triangle to half moon. It's pretty much the same alignment, just a little bit different weight distribution. Your chest is sideways with the floor. Your outer right hip is lengthening towards your back left heel, and the inner right thigh is rolling forwards. One more inhale. Warrior 2 is the exhale. Step your left foot long and back. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. Ride the out breath to the bottom of your push-up. When you cannot exhale anymore, inhale to a back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Breathing here. Press down into the inner lining of the hands and firm into the outer shoulders. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog, last side. Flex to the right foot, turn the right big toe to point down into the floor, and walk your hands into a standing split at the back of your mat. Into your nose. Keep the right leg lifted as you come up to stand. Utthita A, right shin, or excuse me, right hand to right shin, or toe lock the right big toe. Utthita B. Reach the left arm to what would be your 9 o'clock. And again, keep the right leg at an angle so your 2 hip bones point straight ahead. If you did this before, right eyeball to your left thumb. Left foot is pressing down. Left thigh bone is wrapping back. Come back to your center. Keep the right leg lifted, but reach both arms up into the ceiling. Figure 4, right shin on top of the left thigh. Flex the right foot a lot and eventually bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart. Sit your butt, sit your tailbone down and back. And at the same time, lift out of the belly. Press the back body forwards into your front body. One more inhale. Cross-legged forward fold is the exhale. Right pinky toe connects with the left pinky toe. And again, keep a slight bend in the front knee, but the back left leg will stay straight. Outer right hip wraps back, outer left hip wraps forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward, so now you're in a cross-legged plank pose. Last time we will do this, drop your heels to the right, reach the left arm up into the ceiling, stagger-footed side plank. Stay in your stagger-footed side plank, but lift the front right leg off the floor, and then put it back down. Do that again, lift the right leg up, and lower, here we go, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2, put your right foot down, step your left foot forwards, warrior 2, inhale, come up to stand. Straighten out the front left leg. Shorten your stance, so again, it's about one leg's distance apart. Shift your hips back. Trikonasana triangle pose. Place your hand on the shin, the foot, or block outside of the front left leg. So when you go from upright into this triangle position, what's moving is your hips. So when we go upright to this more folded position, really nothing at all should change about your torso. Press your feet down. Wrap the outer left hip back with the inner left thigh forwards. Look down at the floor. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Float the right leg up and off the floor. Your chest, your shoulders are sideways with the floor. The outer left hip wraps back. You are flexing through the right foot like you could leave a footprint on the back wall. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Warrior 2 is the exhale. Step the right foot long and back. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. Vinyasa. Last one, downward facing dog. Once you're back in dog, on an inhale, look forward and shift forward into a plank pose. Exhale, lower back to the belly, lower back to the floor. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms back, and let's come back into Shavasana. With your knees, lift your shoulders, with your feet, and lift your hands. Now, I'm just going to stay here, but if you practice bow pose, bend into your knees, but don't grab your shins yet. Look up at your screen for a moment. When we do bow, I see a lot of people do this when they bend the knees. And notice how my butt is sticking up in the air. Before you grab your shins, press your butt into the floor to better extend through your front hips. And now grab onto the outsides of your shins. Kick your feet into your hand and lift your thighs off the floor. And for today, just focus on those 2 things and do them over and over and over again. Kick your feet into your hands, lift the thighs off of the floor. Come out with stability. Shavasana is an inhale. Exhale, lower, hands are by your shoulders. Inhale to back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, shift forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower back to the belly. Untuck your toes, reach your arms back. Last time we'll do this, Shavasana, with your knees, your shoulders, your feet, and your hands. If you're going for bow, press your butt into the floor as you bend into your knees. Grab a hold of the outsides of your shins, and then kick your feet into your hands and lift the thighs off the floor. And remember, just do those 2 things over and over and over again. Kick your feet up and lift the thigh bones high. I know there's so many things we can focus on with these yoga poses, but just pick those 2 for this one today. And back into the breath. Without slingshotting the legs, Shavasana is your inhale. Exhale, lower, hands are by your shoulders. Inhale to back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. Hips are high. Bring your right leg into pigeon pose. So the right knee will land outside of the right wrist. And the right foot is in front of the left thigh. Option to stay upright. Option to walk your hands forward and fold. We'll be here for a minute today, about 10 rounds of breath. The head and the neck is heavy. Your thigh bones plug into their sides. Softening through your hands, your face, your jaw, and your shoulders. Coming back into the breath, just like we did at the very beginning of class. Inhale travels down to the back of the spine, down and around your tailbone. Every exhale comes up to the back of the navel and eventually out through the nose once more. Take 2 or 3 more deep belly breaths, just like that. Inhale. On the exhale, come up onto your hands. Sit down on your right hip and swing your back left leg around forwards. So essentially we're in this seated Shavasana. Flex through your left foot. Turn your chest to frame your bent right knee. Reach the right arm up into the ceiling. Get long to the right side waist. Inhale. Exhale. Side body bend. Lower the left forearm to the inside of the left calf. And reach the right hand towards the left foot. If you're having a hard time keeping the left forearm down, maybe you look a little something like this, I would recommend that we put a block underneath the left forearm so you can bring the ground a little closer to you. The idea of this pose isn't necessarily to grab your right foot, but if you can grab your right foot and keep your chest fairly open, then go for it. At the end of the day, it doesn't make your yoga practice any better or worse if you can grab your foot. Like, it's not that exciting. One more inhale. Now fold over the left leg. Do all those things I just told you not to do. I'll show you from a different angle what I'm about to do here. You stay where you are, but place your right hand outside of the left foot if you can. And if you can't grab onto your foot, do your best and stay there. Come up onto your tented left fingertips outside of the front left leg. And begin to feel a twist going to the left. Your left fingers press down to turn your chest and face to face the left side of the room. Maybe you explore a gentle pull with the right hand, trying to bring the right ear towards the left knee. And it may or may not touch. And again, not that exciting. One more inhale. Exhale, come up into your seat. And make your way back to downward facing dog. Plant your palms, tuck your toes if you want. You can take a vinyasa to get there, or maybe just step. Second side, left knee outside of the left wrist, left foot in front of the right thigh. Set up your base, set up your foundation, and eventually walk your hands forward to fold. Notice the difference in between the sides, whether it is significant, or maybe it's nothing at all. Outer left hip wraps back, outer right hip wraps forward, so the thigh bones plug into the socket. 5 more easy rounds of breath here. So if you're ever looking for something to do in these yoga poses, especially the ones where we tend to slow down, focus on the breath. Just because when we focus on the breath, it's pretty hard to think about anything else. Full breath in. On the out breath, come up onto your hands. Sit down on your left hip. Swing the back right leg around and forward. And come back into this either Chandrasana shape with the left foot to the inner right thigh. Turn your chest and torso to facing frame with that left leg. Reach the left arm up into the ceiling. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, side body bend. Right forearm comes down to the floor or your prop. Lean your left shoulder back, turn the chest up into the ceiling. And breathe. Again, if you have to grab on for your foot and you begin to fold, it's not worth it. One more inhale. Now fold over the front right leg. Exhale. Place the left hand outside of the right foot. And if you can't access the foot, don't worry about it. Just do your best. Find something you can do. Come up onto tented right fingertips. And as you press your right fingers down, explore a twist facing the right side of the room. So the left ear turns towards the right knee, and the left rib cage is turning towards the right side of the room. Full breath in. Exhale, come back up into your seat. Bring your legs together. Lie down on the floor and begin to make your way into Shavasana. Of course, if there's anything I cannot offer you here today, maybe a happy baby, maybe a plow pose, take this last minute of class for yourself. Something passive, something simple, something symmetrical. But at the same time, something genuine, something that you think your body needs. But eventually settling down into your stillness. Taking a final scan of the body. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, the crown of the head. Hold and pause at the top. Open up the mouth. Audible exhale is release. No more work. No more effort. Shavasana. Invite some smaller movements back into the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, the hands, and eventually the feet. Slowly begin to bend into the knees, step your feet down onto the floor. Hug your knees into your belly and into your chest. Keeping the eyes closed and using as little effort as possible, please make your way up into a comfortable seat facing the front or your computer or wherever it is that you were watching this from today. Sitting up tall, spine is long. Noticing any shifts, any changes since we began our practice here today. To seal in our practice, please bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart. Guiding the thumb knuckles up and into your sternum. Please invite a full breath in. Open up the mouth, exhale to release. Please join me for one sound of Om. Inhale, fill up. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. Thank you for sharing your practices with me today. Go in peace. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. That is it for today. If you guys have any questions, if you have comments or even feedback, make sure to post in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. That's it. Have a great day.